We were actually involved in it because we as the mothers, we felt we also need a representation there. So what we did was, as soon as it started, we also moved in there with a tent. And what we did was, we were really advising the children, trying to calm them down a little bit and to give them some direction as to how they should do the work. And then also we were there in order to provide protection, because if ever somebody comes with a violent thought, we thought when they see our tent, they would subside and it would be better. And we are very saddened by the situation that actually occurred very recently, because what happened was, we set up an IT center there in order to allow the children to do online work. So the children were benefiting from that. But as soon as these people came, the army fellows or whoever in inverted commas, they actually destroyed the whole IT center. And they even destroyed the laptops. I mean, they could have easily taken the laptops. We don't mind if they have taken the laptop. But they destroyed it. And then there were a lot of water dispensers. They have destroyed the water dispensers. And then they have also destroyed the water tanks. And the worst scenario is that they have even crushed away all the medicine. So what we feel is, it's not fair to do that in any event, in any place in Sri Lanka. And we believe that the people who came there on that night were full of venom. Maybe they were told to do that. Maybe they had a real anger towards the children of Aragalaye. But whatever the circumstance may be, we don't want it to be repeated. So why we are coming to you is, now the government at the moment is a made up government. It's not by the people. So even though we know the people there, the hierarchies, even we know them personally, it would not benefit. Because even if we go and talk to them, they would brush it aside and say, we'll not do it, and they'll forget about it. But I think the UN stands for human rights. You stand for what is right in the world. And we also need a country where these things are considered as important. We want integrity, we want honesty, we want justice. And our country can be developed to become one of the best economically growing countries. And we have the capability for that. But we also want a good society. And we don't want this kind of a thuggery, and we don't want hired people to come as army fellows, which is a very, very dangerous thing for the country. Because if that happens, then the younger people, if they also take arms to their hands, what would be the eventual situation? So in order to stop that, what we would like from you, really from the UN, is for you to stand by and say, until and unless this is finished, that you will not allow any funds to be released for this government. I, as a person who was educated in England, Germany, and also in the US, right, I would say the best way to handle a government is to say, we will not give you anything until you prove to us and you take an oath before us that you will not resort to violence. So we have come to you because we have a trust in you, and you are looking after not only Sri Lanka but whole world. So with that faith in our heart, we have come to you. So we represent the Amma Varun. We all have children, and we want a better country. And you as a young person, I'm sure you also want the same. So this is, shall I open it for you?
Yes. All your details are here,
Yes.
contact numbers,
Yes.
all this. So I'll hand over this to the resident coordinator.
Okay, that would be fantastic. And if he would like to talk to us at any time.
Have you included in this letter? So
Yes, I have mentioned what
have
really
you asked for
happened.
an interview?
I have not asked for an interview, but I have asked for an interview.
Once I hand over this to the resident coordinator's office, they will get back to you with the
Sure,
given details.
sure,
Since you have included
sure.
your email, and I hope your contact number is this one. Right?
Yes. And maybe one of the things what we can do is, we can come and tell them of the pros and the cons of Aragalaye. We like to talk about how it can move forwards, and more than anything else, we need democracy. You know, the constitution says we are allowed to have freedom in this country, but today we don't have any freedom, you know, and
in our constitution, they clearly mentioned that we can gather, we can speak to others, can do the struggles with any without any harm. Then that is not against our constitution.
yeah, so you can see, I mean, we are really concerned about it, and I think unless we take it up now, what would happen is they might just say, okay, you know, they might release a press release and say, we will not do this again. But that's not enough. You know, if a person sweeping on the roadside says that, that's fine. But the president of a country, he needs to think more seriously than that. And I think this is why he needs to take an oath to say he will stand by the constitution of the country, and he will look after the 23 million people here, and he will also abide by all the protocols and all the agreements that he has signed with the rest of the world. We live globally. We don't live Sri Lanka alone. We are a global nation and we have a fantastic record, and we don't want that record to be spoiled.
Okay, madam. So I'll hand over this to the resident
Sure.
coordinator.
Shall I give this
Yes.
also? And is it okay if we take a photo with you as well?
Yeah, I don't mind.